I just wanted to make a follow-up video on the Kobe Bryant situation that happened yesterday. And of course, if you guys didn't know, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash at the age of 41 near the Calabasas, California area. And unfortunately, having to report that 9 people were actually involved in that crash. One of them, of course, being his daughter, Gigi, or Gianna Maria Bryant. Her teammates, of course, were also involved. I'll make sure to put a screenshot of the teammates that were involved in this horrific accident, along with the parents as well. And I believe they were either on their way to a game or on their way to a training. And of course, it was foggy that day in Los Angeles, according to multiple reports. There was even reports that the police department had to put down their helicopters because of how foggy it was. And, when you have a private helicopter or a private airplane, you fly at lower altitudes than normal. And unfortunately, the pilot this is, of course, according to TMZ, so take it with a grain of salt. Just didn't pull up in time, kind of misjudged the terrain, and then it ended up causing the crash. Horrible things. And, like I said, my prayers, my thoughts, my love, my prayers obviously go to Vanessa Bryant and her family, and also the Bryant family in general. Losing a daughter and losing a husband is one of those things that, you can never replace. It's one of those things that it's hard to even swallow and even think about happening to anybody. And, unfortunately for Vanessa, that's what happened. Also, just wanted to talk about, just the fact that it really stings because, you were hoping that the daughter was not involved in this accident. She was full of life. You always want the kids to outlive you as an adult. As I get older, you kind of realize that more and more. Obviously, only 25, don't have any kids yet. But for some reason, it just hit me hard when she died because it's just thinking about, maybe this is just me being involved in the education field where my job is at now, just thinking about the potential that someone has at such a young age to not see that fulfilled is very heartbreaking and very devastating to even think about. But the one thing that a lot of Kobe's teammates and people in the field of the NBA, people that are involved in basketball, just talked about is just to live your life to the fullest. And that's what Kobe did. Kobe never took a day off. Everything that he did was full on. He never half-assed anything. I mean, Kobe Bryant was the man. And he just kind of showed you the work ethic that it takes to just be fully successful. I mean, like I talked about in the last video, he was on his way to being very successful outside of basketball. And it's really cool to see that Kobe Bryant was even, winning Oscars. He was on his way to becoming a superstar off the field, or off the court, I should say. And unfortunately, at such a young age, at 41, he's not going to be able to live that moment. But like everybody talked about, you always want to live your life to the fullest. You never want to hold grudges against anybody. Any grudges or anything that you hold against somebody, you want to let that go. You want to call them and tell them, look, I'm sorry that I acted this way. I'm sorry that I was so frustrated. Because, like I said, life is too short. Kobe Bryant is just a perfect example of always working hard, and whatever grudge he had with Shaq, that was fixed. I mean, he just kind of showed you how to live life. And one thing I forgot to talk about in yesterday's video is the fact that he kind of inspired me to get the job I have now, my first full-time job with benefits and all this other stuff. Is the fact that it was the Mamba mentality. And going into my interview, I talked about that being something where there's always someone out there working harder than you, and you just want to work just as hard as them, if not even harder. And that's the reason why you have to take everything each and every day to kind of attack life, attack the work at hand, attack your job, attack whatever it is. For me, it's going to be coaching. For me, it's going to be this YouTube channel. I've been kind of lazy with this YouTube channel, and Kobe Bryant's kind of re-inspired me to start making videos. Like I said, it's not going to be every day, but he re-inspired me to start focusing in on things that are important. Stop worrying about things. Stop focusing on things that don't really matter to you, except for the things that's going to get you further in life. And I think that this stuff right here on YouTube, and I also think that coaching-wise, I think I can get further along. And I just need to really put my Mamba mentality into that, and also my full-time job as well. So for Kobe Bryant, I thank you for that inspiration, even though, like I said, I don't personally know Kobe Bryant. I think a lot of us don't really personally know Kobe Bryant, but what I think we know what Kobe did to inspire us is that he, like I said, the Mamba mentality. It's a lifestyle. Like, you have to live it, and he talked about it each and every day. He lived it, and I think it's only fair that we all live that Mamba mentality as well. So like I said, I really want to wish my condolences to the Bryant family for losing both people, and also to the families that lost their daughter, their son, their dad, their mother, whatever happened with those guys. It's just, it sucks to talk about because it's such a freak accident. It's not one of those things that could have been prevented. Maybe it could have, you could argue, but at the same time, it's just a freak accident, and stuff like this is, you just can't really prepare for it. But the thing I really wanted to talk about in today's video is the fact that I was thinking about buying some sneakers. Me being an avid sneakerhead, I love getting new Jordans. I love getting new basketball shoes, even though I'm not playing professionally or amateur wise. It's just amateur stuff, right? You go to LA Fitness, you go to 24 Hour Fitness, you go to other places to play pickup, whatever it is. But I love getting new basketball shoes, and I was just thinking, you know what, maybe I should get some new Kobe's, because I haven't bought a new Kobe since the Kobe NXT 360s, which are an amazing shoe. I just wish that they were built to last longer. Well, it looks like that is not going to become the case, because when I was looking on StockX on just figuring out, maybe I can buy a Kobe 11, maybe a Kobe 6 at a reasonable price. But it looks like that's not going to be the case, as prices have really skyrocketed due to the tragic events of Kobe Bryant. And it just kind of sucks to know that that's what's happening right now, is that the prices of shoes are increasing due to somebody's death. It's going to be up to Nike, I think, for this. Not to stop the resellers, but to kind of re-release the shoes for Kobe fans, for Kobe people that love the Kobe Bryant shoe line. Obviously, they were doing that a little bit with the Protros, but it sucks to see that shoes that were once going for less than $200 are now going for about $200 plus. Some of them even going for $1,000. Obviously, some of the rarer models are going to be going for a lot because a lot of them weren't made. But at the same time, it just sucks to see that basic models that were made for Kobe Bryant that everybody had access to, just the prices just went up. And I know that this probably happened to Jordan when his sneakers got up there, from when he first wore his Jordan 1 to when he retired from the league. It just sucks to see that the prices have just increased. Unfortunately, fortunately, I should say, Urban Necessities, another resale brand type of deal, is not going to be putting a halt to that price hike on Kobe Bryant shoes, because to me and to them, they realize that this is unfair. They don't want people to profit off of it. And unfortunately, this is just what happens when there's a death, an unexpected death or a tragedy of an athlete, especially an athlete that has such a signature line. I'm sure that once, other athletes have come to pass, hopefully due to just older age, their prices of the shoes are going to go up. And unfortunately, that's just what happened with Kobe Bryant's shoes. You want to buy some, like I wanted to really buy a pair of Kobe 11 USA colorway. Those shoes look really cool. I've always wanted a pair, but unfortunately, I just never had the money and the funds to do that. But fortunately, with this full-time job, probably not smart-wise buying shoes, just because of the money I could be saving on something else. If you want lessons on that, I can talk about it here on this channel if you want, but strictly sticking to basketball, it just sucks to see that the prices have gone up on these shoes, right? Because you were so excited, as a Kobe fan or just someone that appreciates the game, you expect these shoes to not go up in price. You expect some of them to stay at a reasonable price, especially the models that aren't the rare colorways. And unfortunately, that just didn't happen. It turned out to be more expensive. It turned out to, the prices hiked, increased. What I'm trying to say is that I'm hoping that StockX kind of puts a stop to it, because it's just unfair and it's just wrong for people to start making profit off people's death. Obviously, it's wrong for these sneakerheads that are selling these shoes to sell them for such a high and ridiculous price. Like I talked about, I hope that StockX is able to do something about that and just to kind of stop the price increase just because of someone's death. Like I was trying to say before, I probably stuttered and all this other stuff while doing this video. I'm sure people have profited off tragic deaths before. I mean, I'm sure that, you know, when a famous person dies or when an athlete dies, the shoes, the clothes, whatever that the athlete is famously known for, the prices are going to go up. And it's going to be up to Nike, I think, to really solidify what they're going to be doing with these prices. If they are able to re-release some of the shoes, like the Kobe 6s, the Kobe 11s, whatever it is, not saying that they have to release every single colorway, but if they're able to kind of re-release the shoes, then I think the prices of the shoes of the Bryant line will go down, and I think the market will readjust itself. But it's really up to Nike to really fix that, because people can't police themselves. You know, we can shame them all we want on Twitter, we can shame all we want on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media platform you like to use. But at the end of the day, if people are paying that price for those shoes, that's what people are paying, and that's what people are willing to pay for. And like I talked about, it's up to Nike, in my opinion, to really stop and get a halt on this and say, look, we noticed that resellers are selling the shoes for ridiculous prices. The Kobe 6 Grinches are going for $1,000+. Let's re-release those shoes so the price can go down a little bit. Obviously, it's sneakers. They have to make their money. Nike is a company after all. They're not just going to stop to not make money. But at the same time, I'm hoping and praying that people are able to kind of talk about this and able to kind of realize that what they're doing is not okay. And, this is just a plea to the people selling on StockX, selling on Go, selling on whatever website that you use, Facebook Marketplace. Please stop selling these sneakers at such ridiculous prices. I understand that people are buying them and willing to pay for that much, but at the same time, Kobe fans and genuine people that love the sneakers of Kobe Bryant, they think that it's the best basketball shoe to play in. Those guys are not willing to spend that much money. Models that usually go for less than $200 should be going for less than $200. Don't price increase the shoes because someone died. That is my beg and plea for the people who are selling on these sites. Please stop selling it at such a ridiculous price. But anyway, I want to know your guys' opinion on this Kobe Bryant situation in terms of the sneaker community. Do you guys think that it's fair for these sneakerheads to be selling the shoes at such a ridiculous price, of some shoes that were going for sub $200 going for almost $1,000 or even $400, $500? Like I said, I'd love to know your guys' comments and opinions in the comment section down below. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie here on The Charge, giving the latest NBA news and NBA rumors. If I can even talk today, NBA news and rumors. And like I said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.